I'm doing this because I'm bored, but also I just want to talk about my life and what happened. So this one time, I'm gonna talk about when I was in, I think third grade, second grade. One time on the bus, I decided that I was going to put my head out the window, which sometimes we weren't allowed to do, and we were allowed to do it right then. So we opened the windows, and there were two windows open on the bus that could actually were the only ones that could stay open because the bus driver wouldn't let us open any other windows. So we opened those windows, and the other one you just couldn't close. And I decided to go to the window that was like at the front of the bus, but this girl, she wanted to have that window, and wanted to be like, there's another window, and I went to that window, and so she got mad and she told me to leave, and I just left very angrily. So I went to the back window. She decided to leave that window, come up to me again, and say, "Give me that window." And then I could hear her, and I'm like, "What?" And then she said, "Give me the window," and I'm like, "What?" And then I just didn't respond and looked at her the whole time. And then she went up to me and punched me in the gut because I wouldn't give her the window. And then I went up to the front, and some other girl was having to deal with her too, and she was lying that that didn't actually happen. And then I went up to her and said, yes, it did because I saw it. And then I told her that um, she also went up to me about a window and punched me in the gut because I wouldn't give it to her. So, yeah, so she told about that. And I had to go to the principal's office, tell him what happened, like the next day. I didn't like going to the principal's office. I didn't go but like once for being in trouble. And it's not fun. But I went to the principal's assistant to tell him what had happened on the bus, why she did it, and yeah, she got in trouble. She was suspended off the bus, which I don't think she was happy about. Uh, but yeah, and yeah. Have you ever pulled out your tooth on the bus? Because I have. Um, once, and I've put them out at the lunchroom before. So I've pulled out my teeth at school basically twice, even though the bus doesn't really count as a school area. Um, but yeah, if it did, then yeah, I'd say that counts as a school area since, it's literally a school bus. I mean, it has school in it. How did the cactus kill me? But yeah, I've lost my teeth there before, and our nurse was so good at plugging teeth out, pulling teeth out, and every time, like in first grade, I'd go to the nurse to get my tooth pulled out, and she yanked every tooth out. She took out four of my teeth, I'm pretty sure, like five or six of my teeth. And then the next year, I don't think this is when she changed nurses. She pulled out my teeth out then. But then when I went to third grade, the nurse had changed. And when my teeth were ugly, I just pulled them out at home because I didn't trust that nurse to pull out my teeth. So there was this one time when I was in first grade, I had a fever and I didn't know it. I didn't even know what fever was actually at that age. But I didn't know what a fever was, but I had to be taken home. So I went to the nurse because I felt bad. And when I went to the nurse, she had told me that I had a fever, and I didn't know what that was. So I was just like really confused. And since I didn't know what that was, I was just like okay. And then she told me that I had to leave, and I was like, wait, what? And I was so confused because I didn't know what a fever was. I didn't know what that meant. I was like, what the freak is a fever? I mean, I didn't ask that. I was just saying in my head, like, what is a fever? Wasn't really asking that question right then. But I was really confused, like, what is going on? And I didn't understand why I had to go home. I had to lay down, and my nurse gave me a popsicle, telling me that I could eat it, and she got let me watch like some cartoons until my mom got here. So when my mom pulled in, I got excited. Calvin, one of my friends in first grade, Calvin took my like backpack to the nurse's office so I could bring my stuff when I go home. And this really confused me, and I didn't understand. So yeah, my mom pulled up, and yeah, and it was just like a really huge lump in my head that I did not understand why it would not go back in to my forehead. That's basically what it felt like. There was that bump on my forehead, and I didn't understand why it would not go back in after like 4 weeks. I felt like I was dumb because I did not know what a fever was, but I was like feeling like I was, yeah, I didn't know what that was, and I was just so confused. I don't think a lot of kids that was like that age knew what a fever was, but I definitely did not know. But now I do. It's some kind of sickness, illness. I do not like fevers because I have to be out of school for that, which gets my grade down. But anyway, yeah, I don't really get what a fever is. Sorry that I've said that so many times. I just really want y'all to know that I don't know what that is. For a first grader, I don't. But I went home and we played games until our family got home. And then I was like really confused with what a fever was. And my sister was really small; she was in kindergarten. And yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video because that's all I'm gonna be talking about. And peace.